Hey, what up, everybody? Stevie Breach coming to you. 31 degrees in Sacramento, California. 31 degrees in SummerSlam land here. I can't believe this. This is fucking cold. My Click 30 partner in life himself, Assault and Battery 777, good old Ravi, living it up, bragging on Twitter about his 60-degree weather in Canada, otherwise known as Iceland up there. 60 degrees, double the degree up there. I don't know if that made any sense there for you in Weatherland talk, but fucking cold. I apologize if you can hear the heater running in the car, but it's 31 degrees, as I said. Back to the story at hand. I remember when they were doing the Bound for Glory series and they were having the AJ Styles pull from the back all the way to the front. He signed a short-term deal in order to stay with TNA. That deal was to run through December. And December is now here and there. And it seems that, the storyline has come true. AJ Styles, again, does not have a contract with TNA Wrestling. And he is, once again, a free agent. And you would call him one of the hottest free agents on the market if anybody wanted him. But basically, you can remember the story back from a little bit ago. AJ Styles was offered a deal from WWE to come in, and it was basically 20 cents on the dollar. So basically, if you do the math right, if he makes $1 million a year wrestling for TNA, he would make $200,000 there. If he would make $200,000 a year, or if he made $100,000 a year wrestling for TNA, they would give him $20,000. You have to do the math and figure out how much you think AJ Styles made in TNA, and just basically times it by 0.2, and you'll find out how much money WWE offered him. It's pretty surprising. But then again, at AJ's age, I believe he's 36 years old. You know that they're going to stick him in developmental. If you get to think that a lot of the guys, no matter who they are in developmental for a year to a year and a half, maybe even 2 years. By the time AJ's even ready to get out of developmental in WWE's eyes, because in their eyes, if you can't work WWE style, you can't fucking work. He's going to be 38 years old, and that's pretty fucking old. They just don't really want to push somebody up to the main roster and only have him for a limited amount of time. AJ's a guy who wrestles a very physical style of wrestling, and you never know when you're going to fly off the top ropes and take that bump just a little bit wrong, and next thing you know, you're paying a high-paid free agent to sit at home while he's on the DL. But honestly, for TNA, it just makes you wonder, what the fuck did we go through for all this Bound for Glory stuff in order for AJ to win the title? Was this just their way of maybe giving AJ Styles a proper goodbye? Because I thought this was supposed to be the emergence. This is like the budding of the rose of AJ Styles. Of you had AJ sitting on the back burner for so long, and you're gonna make this about him. Your big guys that you build the company around. When you see the posters for WWE, it's always Randy Orton, CM Punk, John Cena. It's those kind of guys. And TNA is built around, AJ Styles, Kurt Angle, Jeff Hardy, the guys that that are always going to give you those good matches, the money that if you're like, oh, look, TNA's coming to town, you got those three guys on the poster, you're going to get your money's worth, whether it's $20, $40, or $60 a ticket. However, I think they're $75 if you buy those front row seats. But you're going to get what you're worth, even if it's not a TV show, even if it's a house show. You know what you're going to get. And the company's built around AJ Styles. It's sort of taking it back to the place that where it really once was its best deal. And now AJ's sitting at home. He's got his own TNA World Heavyweight Championship, and they just crowned a new champion. And if you don't know who that is, you can look it up. I made a video on it the other day. It's a spoiler in the title. From their tape show for whatever the show was called. I can't remember, Final Resolution, or I think they just did that one. Whatever the show is, they crowned their new champion using their tournament. And I thought the whole deal was, to build like a Team Dixie, and you have AJ come back and beat him. And I mean, if you don't even do that and you just move on with this guy as your new champion, I mean, honestly, what's the point? What did we just live through? I mean, if they're just gonna act like this whole AJ thing never left, if they're just gonna solve it up with Dixie Carter doing some legal lawsuit angle where she's shooting these things and she gets her championship title back and she's able to give it to this guy when he wins this big match, it's pretty fucking stupid. I mean, like if you're gonna build up to this big title versus title match where you're gonna be able to say who the real champion of TNA is. I mean, they're trying to redo this CM Punk angle of 2011 and do it right. If you don't have CM Punk, you can't do the angle. You gotta buck up to the table. I mean, if you've already gone through this much, you're AJ sitting at home, and you're not gonna budge off your number. I mean, like normally you would say just AJ, just fucking sign a deal so you can go make some money, because you're not gonna make money anywhere else. You're not gonna be some guy just loitering around the indies. You'll make good money for a year or two, but then that money's gonna sort of start to die down, and it's just gonna get smaller and smaller. It was Scotty 2 Hotty was talking about how that works. He made more money the year out of WWE than he did when he was in WWE, just because the indies are so hot for these WWE guys. But then the next time you go around and you do the loop, it's a little bit less and a little bit less and a little bit less. So that's why he had to go out and get a side job being a firefighter. To be able to still do this stuff. He still loves doing wrestling, but he's not able to really fully provide for himself and make as much money as he's comfortable making wrestling full time. But I don't know. I mean, like if TNA can't get AJ Styles and they kill off another storyline just because they're not able to finish it, it's not going to kill them. I mean, we've seen this. I mean, they could drop a nuclear bomb and they're going to be the cockroach that still lives on. But it's just another money-wasting opportunity for TNA. And it's just ridiculous and it's dumb.